Hello, 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 hello. Sorry if that sounded zesty at all. But, I just woke up, so, I mean, can't blame me. My voice probably sounds deeper than usual, but I swear, I promise I'm not trying to act like corpse husband. No, I'm not trying to catch the e-girls. Okay, trust. Anyway, we got some little comments on my video, 39 comments. That's insane. Though we got 168 views in just 16 hours. That's pretty good. That's not too bad. I'm pretty proud of that. That's pretty good. That's pretty sigma. That's pretty sigma. Anyway, all right. So of course, first I made this comment, of course, pinning the stuff and whatever. But we're gonna get straight into the juicy part. So we have the I'll cover this long comment here in a second. But anyway, let me charge my headset first. Actually, crap. Alright, sorry for the temporary mic being thrown down the gutter for a second. Alright, there we go. I think we're good. Anyway, never mind. It still wants to go. Okay, who cares? We'll just dive straight into it. This person's comment. I mean, I technically did already respond. Oh, they gave me a little new comment here 2 minutes ago. Ooh, hello there. In this video, I will be explaining I get to respond to a new comment. Oh, officially 40 comment. Oh, the view count also went up. Oh, while I was yapping. Anyway. So originally they said, I thought I should hear you out, and that you might have some moral argument, even if the idea that being sexual somehow was a bad thing put me off at first. How is being sexual not a bad thing? How is that not a bad thing? That's my question here. Anyway. Then you started talking about how it's an abomination, and I knew I could rest easy that there is zero moral grounds for anything you have to say. Oh no! Oh no! Oh no! It's so Jover. Anyway, then you started talking about how it's an abomination. Yeah. This dude, freaking, he's living in sunshine and rainbows here, And he hears any type of like Shakespearean language, and he's instantly like, ugh, afraid of it. You already know he failed his English class. Anyway, calling furries an abomination is not an exaggeration, honestly. I mean, they literally. Okay, my mic's not having a good day. Okay, excuse my mic here. Alright. Excuse my mic here. My mic is not. Alright, I'm just gonna take out the charger. I don't care if my headset dies on me. I'll figure out some way. I'll bring out the old mic. Anyway, back to what I was saying. No, I don't think saying furries are an abomination is a stretch at all. Furries are definitely an abomination. Clearly, look at a furry, and it is. I said in this video that it's not surprising that there's a lot of furry, exposed videos. This furry cub, like, have you guys not heard of like of course, all the cub porn that furries make, all that crap that actually exists. I found this out from one of my other friends, that you can literally just go on Google and search furry cub porn, and it comes up, and it's basically just child porn, but it's legalized into furry porn. Like, you could literally just search that stuff up on Google, and it comes straight up, and that's how bad. And there's actually a lot of it too. That's how bad this problem is. You can literally just find it on Google so easily. So that's why I call it mostly That's why I call them mostly abominations, you know. I mean, they also look like abominations. I mean, clearly they do. I mean, God agrees, you know. I can give a couple Bible verses about that. Anyway, but that's what I need to. But I'm gonna save that for later because maybe he's gonna have, because he, of course, he replied to me here, so maybe he has more to say here. Okay, and he said here, what is there to prove wrong? Of course, this is my rebuttal here. And he said, what is there to prove wrong? You never substantiate why being sexual is a bad thing. I didn't know. I didn't think I would have to in here. Not gonna lie. I didn't think I'd actually have to explain why being sexual is a bad thing. Like, I thought that would be pretty obvious, you know, because like, you know, having kids, like minors, like on porn and crap, like having that being a normal thing, and there's also minors in the furry community. That's just not. It's not. It doesn't mix, you know. This doesn't really. It's not a good thing at all, especially since, of course, Catholicism condemns sexual things altogether. So, like, I mean, I give a condemnation just right there off the bat. I mean, it's not that hard to just pull up, like, I don't know, Bible. I think even the Bible has it too, yeah. Right. It does. Of course it does. Anyway, hello Blex. Hello Blex. If you want to actually make a moral case against furries, then you have to actually show how any of this is harmful, not just appeal to your own interpretation of divine authority. Yeah, somehow it's my own interpretation of divine authority. It's not like I am getting some of my sources off of like 2,000 years of Catholic theology. No. I would never be smart enough to do that. That's just out of my capabilities. Of course, I give a response to this too, and let's see what his response is. Does that guilt by guilt by association carry over for all the pedophilia and covering for the oh yeah, I also gotta respond to him. Covering in stream. Yeah. I said this to all the comments I'm about to cover in the stream. Does that guilt by association carry over for all the pedophilia and covering for pedophiles in the Catholic Church? This dude's talking about the modernist Catholics, not even the no, he's not talking about the true Catholic. By the way, if you're confused, if this dude's watching, if you're confused, the Catholic Church that has all the so-called pedophiles that you're talking about, that's the modernists that follow under the new Vatican II. No. You see, the type of Catholicism that I believe in is called Sedevacantist Catholicism, which is an actual thing you can look up on Google. Like there's actual groups for these, like CMRI, RCI. This Catholicism, there's a Catholicism that does not have like any sort of pedophilia at all in it, like, because of course it's going off of the old doctrines of Catholicism, not the new ones, which of course basically just don't even care about pedophilia. So of course those Catholics that have pedophilia, of course I'd say they're bad. But yeah, honestly, I can't even call them Catholics because we call them modernists. That's what we call them. We call them modernists. This is what the modernists do. They have the pedophilia and crap in their little, in their really bad looking Catholic churches. They honestly look terrible. Does it only count for groups you don't like? Not really. I mean, facts are facts. And honestly, I would be surprised if you could find like a single CMRI priest that has done something sexual, you know. I'd actually be surprised if you could find at least one from CMRI, Congregation of Mary the Immaculate Queen. I'd be actually surprised if you could find at least one from that congregation. Like, I would be surprised. Okay, I would be flabbergasted. And yes, sexuality is a good thing. Humans are in part sexual beings. So does that mean you gotta embrace your sexual side? You know, the side of us that also makes us very selfish. You know, very selfish. Do some deviant behavior. Like you're just justifying that. That's disgusting. As for children being supposed to be born, yeah, that's a problem. It isn't a furry problem, of course. What do you mean it's not a furry problem? Of course it is a furry problem. They're literally drawing furry cub porn, bro. Like, that is very much a furry problem. There is far more human porn out there than furry porn. So what? There's more humans on the earth than there are furries. There's more normal people. The ratio doesn't hold up there. Like the ratio, I go over to the anti-furry. This is where I'd actually use the anti-furry docs. Like I said in my video, this is where it'd be useful because these actually like give sources of like how like a crap ton of freaking furries are sexual and crap. Like the ratio is like no. It's like the amount of humans that are doing sexual things compared to the amount of furries that are doing sexual things is like way lower. There's a lot less normal humans doing sexual things than there are furries. It's a lot lower. And these anti-furry docs, they can prove it. They can prove it by far. Well, honestly, I think it's also just obvious. You could literally just search up, you could search up furry expose and a bunch of videos will come up, but I already showed this in my video, so you already know this. Anyway. Does he say anything else? The solution to it isn't getting rid of porn. Yes, it is. Porn is objectively evil. Why should anyone consume it, bro? There's no reason. They're only just basically self-enticing themselves. They're only being literally the definition of selfish here. Like, it's not good for you. Literally, so many studies say it's not. I mean, I don't even have to bring up studies. Like, just in general, if you're consuming porn, of course, you're gonna only think about like the body of somebody, of course. So of course, you're gonna be sexual. If you're sexually oriented, of course, you're going to be more selfish because you're only thinking about somebody's body, not their feelings. That's how this goes. I mean, this is like 101 logic here. Because for one, that doesn't work, and for two, that would actually be a bad thing. How would that be a bad thing? You don't explain that at all. You don't explain. Says that doesn't work. Yeah, it does work. You know what the Catholics did? They literally just persecuted anybody who would do anything sexual. That's why they had inquisitions. And guess what? It actually worked. That's why monarchy stood for thousands of years, bro. So clearly it did work. History says so. People just don't do it in this age because they're stupid. And I don't know. Let me see if he's gonna explain how it'd be a bad thing. I think the solution would remove. Okay, so I don't think he's going to explain it, but I think the solution would be would revolve far more around children's caretakers actually regulating children's. I mean, first of all, who does that? And second of all, why not just not give children the internet? Like, so is that a big brain or not? Just don't give children internet in the first place, and boom. There you go. Now all your problems are solved. Like, oh my goodness. And he says it would revolve far more around children's caretakers actually regulating children's online activities. Now, it would revolve more around the society being really sexual. I mean, if the society around you is very sexual, of course it's going to be very hard for you to, like, keep your kid away from all of that. Like, you can't blame a parent if there's like a ton of sexual behavior all around them. You can't blame the parent if the kid eventually finds out about that stuff, if it's like so rampant, which it is in the modern day, clearly, because this dude's literally trying to defend it. This is literally like the first dude in my comment section that's trying to defend it here. Pretty sure. Hopefully this dude has more brain cells and doesn't try to do that. Clearly this is just an absolute tier 1 gooner right here. This dude goons to all the furry porn and is trying to justify it for some frickin' reason. Comprehensive sex... what? Comprehensive sex education? No, we're not gonna give the children sex education, bro. That just spikes puberty even more, and then and then you're gonna see more freaking EDP situations, bro. Like, come on, no. And just in general, making there be more things to do offline. You mean like getting groomed? Like, getting groomed with the comprehensive sex education. Oh yeah, baby. The of course, I wanna know all about the anatomy of a dick. Like, come on, no, no, nobody wants to learn. No, we're not teaching 7-year-olds about like the properties of a human genitals. Like, no, we're not. No, that is not a good thing. No. None of this has anything to do with furries, of course, because that is a wider social issue. Oh, I'm good at looking at wider social issues. I planned on covering it on my channel. I think I already actually have. I explained why democracy was evil. So, anyway, we'll go on to this one. This one's just, this dude's trying to defend porn, basically. I mean, come on, this dude just needs to search up an article about like the studies of how porn rots your brain. I mean, there's probably like hundreds of videos. You just search up why porn is bad, and then you'll get tons of videos. I don't think I've seen a single YouTube video that says porn is good without it being a joke or something. So, anyway. As someone who used to be violently anti-fur, oh no, I'm going to comment on this. Alright. Alright, your first issue, you assume that everyone who has any context on the furry fandom will put the idea of being a furry as a fetish, and that is just blatantly incorrect. I can list hundreds, if not thousands of furries who have really fucked up fetishes and stuff, like, whatever that means, and then being one of them. The issue is 9 out of 10 times these fetishes are not harmful to anyone. Are you sure about that, bro? Are you sure about that? What if a kid finds out about that? You know, I'm pretty sure he says somewhere, I think, I saw, he said there was like a lot of minors in the community. So I was like, if there's a lot of minors in the furry community, why would you want these fetishes running around, bro? It's like common sense. You don't want to expose the children to that crap. Like, come on. Have some common sense here. Anyway, I will say that this is not the same case as something like lolly NSFW, where you just sexualize drama. Well, newsflash, cub porn exists, bro, and it was also legalized on Discord, if you didn't know. Like, newsflash, cub porn existed, bro, and it's basically the same thing as a lolly. Like, come on. There's a whole pipeline of things that go down concerning this argument, but I will stick to my main point. This argument's stupid. It's already stupid to be. I think I already debunked it. If this is the main argument, I already debunked it. Hey, get out of here. I'll keep reading. I myself have done a lot of research on furries and anti-furries. Clearly not. He knows about lolly, but he doesn't know about cub porn. Like, come on now. And I will say both of them are depraved and have terrible communities. Well, of course, you got anti-furries. Anti-furries don't have a solid ideology at all, so of course they're gonna be all messed up and not have any direction of what they're doing. Well, furries, well, we literally got this dude up here trying to say porn is good. like, come on. Of course it's not gonna be that good. 9 out of 10 anti-furries are violent. Hold bigotry. Okay, whoever says bigotry, yeah, no. Who's using this word in the big 2025? I think somebody said that to me on this entire video. Anyway, are violent, hold bigotry towards people who have done nothing to them, or hold. I mean, yeah, that is the case, and like I'll see that in the small anti-furry Discord servers. They kind of do that, but once you start getting up to like the more popular YouTubers like Halo Guy 7 and his community and stuff like that, it's not really like that at all. It's not really like that at all. That's more of like the outcast anti-furries now. The reformists kind of put a stop to that, honestly, in the community. You don't see a lot of that anymore. That's you'd see a lot of that back in, like, I don't know, 2023, 2022. That was popular back then, but not really right now. Yeah, again, I don't see a lot of anti-furry Nazis these days. I see a lot of reformists though, and they're honestly really bad. Well, I'll see a lot of anti-furry reformists, like a lot of them, but I won't see a lot of Nazi furries. Honestly, they kind of died out. I mean, they were pretty popular like 4 years ago, but they honestly died out. So clearly, this dude has not been doing a lot of research. He ain't up to date, bro. He ain't up to date on the current political state of the furry fan, or the anti-furry fandom. If you even call it a fandom, or do I just call it a community or a fandom? I don't know. As I stated before, you assume that anyone who sees furries had to sit through getting rid of porn is a good thing? Yeah, it is, Plex. Good job. See, these comments make me mad, bro. That's why I'm going through them and debunking them. As I stated before, you assume that anyone who sees furries and is not well versed on their community will assume they're depraved. I mean, yeah, if I go to school right now and I tell my friends that I'm a furry, they're gonna give me a weird look, like, because they know the sexual behavior of their fandom. That's probably because of all these furry exposed videos. It's because of all these videos right here. All of these videos that I've also showed in my freaking
Hello there.
original video. All those videos are exactly why the furry community has such a bad reputation. And for the most part, it's because furry has been doing bad things. Like, ugh. Yet you fail to see how this is ignorant. Oh no, I'm being called ignorant, even though I already called myself ignorant, and I already called myself ignorant, like, towards the end of my video. I already called myself basically ignorant, so whatever. You act as though a majority of furries do stuff like this. Yeah, because they do. I mean, literally just look at these docs, bro. Look at these docs, bro. Mental toll of exposure. Hey, here you go. Here's all your sources. Just go to the anti-furry docs. You know what, Halo guy? I'll give props to you, Halo guy. If you're watching this stream, I'll give props to you. Your anti-furry docs were at least useful for this comment right here. They were pretty useful for this dude. He's claiming that majority of furries don't do sexual things. Well, here you go. Here's all your sources, bro. There you go. Just go search up the anti-furry docs. There you go. There's your source. There you go. That's how to debunk all of this. When the community behind it is most 20%. Whoa, buddy. Where did you get the 20%? Where did you get that? Where did you get that from? These sources say nuh-uh. These sources say otherwise, bro. Where did you pull that out of your ass? Ooh. Anyway, when the community behind it is most 20%. Honestly, every furry I encounter has something sexual about them. Even some of my furry friends, you know. Even some of the friends, even some of the furries that I'm friends with, they have something sexual with them. I mean, even Blex. Blex, you're in the chat. You know Stardust, bro. Stardust is definitely sexual and crap. Like, pretty much most of them are just sexual. Like, honestly, like, every single one that you meet, bro, always has something sexual with them. Like, if you don't see it on the surface, they're definitely hiding it. They're definitely just closeting it. A lot of furries that I know personally are just cosplayers, but deep below those cosplays, they gotta beat their meat. That's what they're doing. They're beating their meat below the cosplays. Trust. And people who like the online persona, who just like the online persona. No, I think it's more like they like it a little bit too much, you know, where they go on the forbidden Rule 34 site. You fail to realize that because of your own biases. I mean, I am pretty biased, so what's your point? Towards them, and you use hypocritical arguments to try and reaffirm your point. I mean, none of my arguments are hypocritical because you still haven't explained how like where this number came from. Where this number came from. You didn't explain. You didn't explain where this number came from, bro. I mean, I got the numbers here, bro. I got the numbers. I got the numbers here. Well, let's take a look at it. Look at his Halo Guy's anti-furry docs here. What are for? Oh, this is the prologue. I don't want to go there. Let's see. We got 17% of furries said there was of the like the 27.6%. 17% were zoophiles. Holy crap! That's not that's not good. Oh, they got like this is like all the zoophile studies right here. Man, there were like I'd say the average is around 15%. That's crazy, bro. Holy crap. 15% of furries being zoophiles on average. Dang. Dang. Oh my gosh. 46% said they had signs that they had sexual attraction to real animals. Woo! Out of 334 respondents, that's that is a oh man, that's when this dude sees this stream and sees that number, bro, that's gonna be a hard one to grasp, isn't it? Anyway, let's see. Is around 2%. They say that the average zoophilia in the general population is around 2%. Wouldn't be surprised. Let's see. Oh yeah, the exotic exposure. Oh my god. 331 out of 334 male furries in a survey stated they had some sexual motivation for being furries. Alright, Halo Guy, you got there. This is pretty good. This is pretty good for at least debunking this specific argument where this dude decides he wants to deny the obvious facts here. Like, come on. Anyway. Also, you treat these fetishes as harmful when the only ones that... Oh, wait. Does he have more to say up here? He said, reform report, we're not going... Oh, no, he's just insulting me. Anyway. Also, you treat these fetishes as harmful. I want to see this guy's Reddit karma. My Reddit karma is -5. My Reddit karma is probably so bad because nobody wants to agree with me. Because, of course, people don't like it when you speak the truth. Surprisingly. Unsurprisingly, actually. Also, you treat these fetishes as harmful when the only ones that I believe are harmful are things such as zoophiles and PDFs. Yeah, PDFs are pretty harmful, you know? They're pretty harmful to my computer. Maybe that was the thing that was crashing my computer. Anyway. You treat these fetishes as harmful. Yeah, the fetishes are harmful, bro. Like, why should you have the fetishes in the first place, bro? Just... The fetishes are harmful because they get you addicted to the furry community. Of course, it's not art, which is not good, of course. But most importantly, they draw you closer to like porn, so that you get more addicted into your fetishes. So you embrace it more. It's not good because, of course, you don't want an attachment to like a furry fetish. You want an attachment to God, of course, because God is the only thing that matters, of course, in this world. Like, what are you gonna say? The only thing that matters is your girlfriend. I mean, she's gonna die at one point, like, so, like, you can kiss that goodbye, like, 100 years, your girlfriend's gonna be dead, so, can't say that's the most important thing in your life. So, of course, furries will treat their furries will usually treat fetishes as their god, of course. I think this has been stated by Protestants before, but they will treat their fetishes as their god. So, of course, since they're treating their fetishes as their god, they're gonna act more, more intensively on them. And what I mean by intensively is doing the dirty on the orange and black site, a certain site. Yeah, they're gonna be doing it on that site. So that's where these fetishes end up going, bro. And I know this very well because not only have I spoken to like furries about this before, since I also have furry friends myself, but also I've pretty much witnessed it for myself. Elena used to be a furry, and she did some she did some crap that I don't even know if I can I don't even know if I can say it in this stream, because my stream might just get taken down for how bad it is. But you do not want to know. Anyway, let's see. There's I see a big word there. Let's see. And people who fall under the okay. You're stretching their fetishes to make it seem like they're inherently zoophilic. I'm not saying they're inherently zoophilic. What? Where did that come from? Where in this video did I say that furries were inherently zoophilic? I just said that most of them were sexual. That's like kind of bad, you know, because guilty by association. When that is just generally untrue. You shouldn't have any issues with it anyway. I shouldn't have any issues with the furry community, you know, doing the dirty and making their lives obviously miserable. If I didn't have any issues with furries doing fetishes, then that would mean I wouldn't care about them. And if I don't care, and of course, since furries are other people, of course, I don't care for like furryism itself or the ideology. That's not what I'm implying. But like the person themselves, that's who I care about, of course. So if I didn't have issues with their fetishes and their obviously really weird crap that they're into, that's obviously going to set them down the wrong path, then that would just mean I wouldn't care about them in general, which that would mean I'm like a freaking sociopath or something, which of course I'm not. Maybe I'm a little bit of a sociopath, but hey, I'm not full sociopath, okay? Okay, you got to give me credit. And this is coming from me, mind you. I have what is this again? Let me search this on Google. I don't know what that is. Anthropomorphism. Oh yeah, well yeah, that's the furry thing, but like what? I can't even. This doesn't even come up on here, bro. Doesn't. Maybe it's because it's on Brave. I don't know. Doesn't look like it. Oh wait, is that it? Fear of recognize. No, this is. Alright. Recognizing human characteristics and non-objects. I don't know. This dude could be a baiter. He could be baiting us, bro. He could be baiting us for it. He could be baiting us, you know. He could just be saying that, so we feel bad about him, you know. You never know. Anyway, which basically means I will always hold negative bias towards them, but I'm still going to point out the hypocritical arguments made here. Something hypocritical here. He still hasn't explained how it's hypocritical, by the way. I mean, the best he's given me is like a random number out of his ass, which I easily disproved with this, so like, you know. Anyway, let's see. What else he's got? How they fall under logical fallacies. What are my logical fallacies again? Ruben is a good person. Ruben is not a good person too. I will say that he's an active Trump/Elon supporter. Oh, he's a Trump-Elon supporter. Oh no. I mean, I'm not a Trump-Elon supporter, but I mean, it's better than being a liberal, honestly. Wait, they are liberals technically. I mean, Trump and Elon are technically liberals. They're just older versions of liberals, but I'm like not liberal at all. You know, I'm not liberal at all. Like, you can't even classify me into any point of liberalism. And it's not unlikely you are too. No. Yeah. Of course I'm not. So, but you have literally no idea what kind of. Because look what he says in the next line. He says, I'm a centrist. He says I'm a centrist. I literally said in my video that I wasn't a centrist. This dude said he was good at researching, bro. Come on now. I literally said in my video that I am not implying that I'm a centrist. I said that in my video. I said that I was not implying that I'm a centrist, because I'm not. I am not a centrist. I actually hate centrism, if you because literally in my YouTube bio, I say that I'm anti-centrist. I do not like centrism. So, so I don't know. His researching skills go to 0 out of 10 from me. Anyway, and I don't need to go into how terrible they are. Ruben also holds biases towards furries and makes content. Oh, too bad. He holds biases. Boo-hoo. Somebody has a bias. Boo-hoo. Cry me a river. Towards furries and making content appeal to a younger audience while generalizing. Every human being has a bias towards something. Every human being has it. So like, why do you care so much that human beings have biases? Why do you care so much? Answer me that. Why? Of course, everybody has bias. You don't have to be unbiased 24/7 to like have a good argument. Like, no, that's not how this works. Generalizing the community to make people support him in his beliefs on furries. Yeah, I honestly don't really care what Ruben Sim is doing. I just pointed out that he had a fur cleaner bot, and that was kind of good, because that was the one good thing Ruben Sim did. He made a fur cleaner bot. You can't say that fur cleaner bot was bad. It was good. It was good. It was a good bot. I don't care if Ruben Sim's some freaking awful dude. He's a Trump supporter or whatever. I don't care. He made a good bot. It's pretty good. Of course, I might care if he's like, doing some like actually bad stuff, But honestly, from what I've seen, from what Ruben Sim has been doing, he's pretty good. He's a pretty good guy. But I probably wouldn't agree with him with his political stances. I'm a lovely subject for sociological study. Oh, thank you. Thank you, Smuth. I'm a lovely subject for sociology study. I can't even say that right, bro. I don't even know what that means. I have to search up the definition of that. I'm sorry. I didn't pass English class, so. Actually, I did, but I just barely scraped by with a D, so. Don't tell my parents that. Please. Let's see. What was I going on to? Ruben Sim is not a... Okay, yeah, I saw that. Your point with the Nazi fit doesn't make sense either. How does it not make sense? Being a furry is not an ideal... Yes, it is. You're saying that having an interest in anthropomorphic animals is not an ideology? I'd say it is. I'd say it's pretty damn close to an ideology. And even if you were to make that, a lot of furries, honestly, are like, all about freedom and all about, those ideologies, the liberalism and those ideologies and stuff like that. Because, of course, they want to freely express themselves of being furry and crap like that. So I'd say that's a core ideology of the furry community. But honestly, even if furries were not an ideology, you still could compare it to Nazis. You still could. I mean, you still could. You could. I mean, I'm talking about the Nazi community. You could literally just talk about the Nazi community. You can literally just discard the entire Nazi ideology and just point out the Nazi community, and then you can literally just substitute the furry community in there, and there you go. My example makes sense. It works. It completely fits. So, like, don't know what his point is there. Also, a quick comment. You clearly do not understand gender ideology, so don't comment on it. Yes, I do. Yes, I do. Yes, I do. I made an entire video on it. Did you not know? I made an entire video on why LGBTQ is bad, and I explained why every single letter in the LGBTQ community is bad. I actually did that. Though my mic quality was not that good back then, so you might not be able to understand me that well. But hey, that's why I have a Discord server where I could just explain it to you myself in real time. Maybe if I'm not asleep. Also, again, you assume that being a furry is an ideology. It doesn't matter if it's an ideology or not, honestly. It's a hobby and nothing else. I mean, you could also say that Nazis burning Jews is also a hobby. That was a hobby. Being a Nazi is a hobby too. literally being a neo-Nazi is a hobby to do online. That's a hobby. You could call that a hobby. So I mean, I don't know what this dude's point is. It's not a personality trait until people make it theirs, and it doesn't stem from any belief. Yes, it does. Stems from freedom, bro. Like it very obviously stems from freedom. I've heard so many furries explain to me that they want to express themselves. They want to express themselves to be a great furry artist like Yonkagore or something like that, or Ivycomb or whatever the crap. Those names I only know from my few furry friends that talk to me too much about it. And I honestly didn't ask for it. So Selfish, if you're watching right now, never recommend me another video ever again. Never. Never do it. Never. I'll actually spam your DMs. Anyway, back on topic. But, they say it's not a personality trait until people make it theirs and doesn't stem from any belief. It's not. They say it's not a personality trait until people make it theirs. No, it's always been a personality trait. Being a furry, that's a personality trait. That really is. We call furries because that's their personality. Like, come on. They're literally just denying furryism itself. They're literally denying. They're basically denying you saying that, hey, that's a furry. Like, you just pointing out their personality that they are a furry. This dude's literally denying that. Like, how do you deny that, bro? Come on. Anyway, and it doesn't stem from any belief, which is honestly false. Like, there's so many furries that have been actively supporting liberalism and stuff like that. So anyway, there's two issues with your second argument. First off, you're treating Christianity as the one-all be-all. What does that mean again? So you won't take anything else into account in treating your beliefs, your subjective belief, as supreme. Yeah, my beliefs are supreme. What are you going to do about it? Cry about it? My beliefs are supreme because I know they're true. So, like, can't tell me otherwise. I literally said that in the video, too. Being a furry is also not merging man with animal. It's a cosplay, if anything else. How's it a cosplay? If I look at a furry, I look at the furry cosplay, it literally is taking it's taking features from man and merging it with an animal. So it is merging man with animal. That's literally what it's doing. They're just not doing that actually. They're not taking an actual animal, an actual guy, and merging it. But they are doing it in art form, which is still bad, you know. Cosplay and anything else. And how far does this extend? What about parasites, lol, or leeches? That's merging man with animal, technically. I mean, yeah, that would be bad. Why would you merge a parasite with a guy? I mean, ugh. That reminds me of the Minecraft Parasite Escape and Run mod, where they have and there's that villager that gets infected with the frickin' parasite. Oh, yeah, I don't like that. Yeah, I don't like that. Stretching this to your own beliefs. That's you didn't stretch anything, bro. You honestly just proved my point more. Oh, you caught me, bro. You just proved my point even more. Thanks a lot. And he just pointed out the most obvious thing ever. Like, of course I think my beliefs are supreme because I know they're true. So of course I think they're supreme. Come on now. I'm not gonna say they're not supreme. I can't really say that because then I'd be saying that my beliefs are not true, which obviously I'm not gonna say that because I know they're true. So it's like, anyway. And also, even if it were to be true, why should you yourself have a problem with it? Why should I have a problem with it? I wonder why. Maybe because God has a problem with it. Like, if God has a problem with something, then of course I'm gonna have a problem with it too. I mean, God literally said He created man in His own image. So of course, God is gonna have a problem with you morphing animals with furries, and He's gonna call it an abomination. So I'm also gonna call an abomination with Him. Like, why shouldn't I stand with God? Like, come on now. It doesn't bother you in your everyday life? Yeah, it does. If it bothers God, then it bothers me in my everyday life, because God is a part of my everyday life, so it basically does. On the off chance that you see a furry in the public, just ignore them. I mean, honestly, I honestly do. I already do that just because I don't want to get involved with furries at all. It's not like I go out on a frickin' speeder bike, on like a motorbike, and say, "Hey, you furry, you random furry on the street, you're terrible, and you're just disgusting, and you should go kill yourself now." I mean, that's not what I do on the street. I don't do that. Never claimed I did either. So, anyway. I mean, this dude is saying a lot about how I assume things about furries, but honestly, he's assuming a lot about me here with this, you know. Anyway, the guilty by association argument in of itself falls under so many logical fallacies. Here's a hypothetical for you. Team B versus Team A. You're on the side of Team A. Ooh, I'm Team A. Someone from Team B turns out to be a bad person, thus Team B must be full of bad people, right? I mean, if most of the people from Team B are bad, and also the society is really bad, then yeah, see it. It's pretty reasonable. I don't think you understand, but this is the argument that you're using, and I think it's pretty logical. Also, there is inherently nothing wrong with LGBTQ plus people, especially if you believe God designed them to be in his... No, God did not design LGBTQ people to be in his own image. He didn't design Adam with another Adam. He didn't have Adam marry Adam. He had Adam marry Eve, not Adam marry another Adam. He had Adam marry Eve. So clearly he did not intend for gay and homosexuality. I mean, there's literally Bible verses that freaking condemn it. So like, come on. Actually, believe it or not, transgender, queer, intersex, sexual people are never mentioned. Yeah, they are. Has this dude never picked up a Bible before or something? First, you could stretch in the Bible is talking about cross-dressing. Sex. Bro, what is this dude talking about? It's mentioned in the Bible all the time, bro. Now, I might get some Protestant sources, but let's see if I can... I know C4S had, like, this thing where, like, they had, like, a bunch of freaking arguments. Was it this one? I mean, oh yeah. Oh yeah, it is. Oh, he's cooked. Oh, he's cooked. Look at all these Bible verses. All of these explain why... All of these talk negatively about... Literally, look at this one. Lectivist 2013. If a man practices homosexuality, having sex with another man, as with a woman, both men have committed a detestable act. They must be put to death, for they are guilty of capital offense. Now, of course, that's probably Jewish law, so of course I don't think we'd actually do that. I think, well, actually, if the Pope told you to kill a gay person, then of course you'd be inclined to do so. You'd basically have to do so, like the Pope's literally telling you to. But I don't think that's like I don't think you're like going out on the streets and killing gay people because they're gay. Because of course you have the chance to like convert gay people. That's why inquisitions were set up. So, of course, I'm not going to go out and start killing gay people. Like, no, that's not what I'm doing. Because, of course, I'm pretty sure this is under Jewish law. So, if Michael, if you're watching this stream, I mean, you can correct me on this one, but I'm pretty sure this is under, what was it called? The Law of Moses? Yeah, the Law of Moses. Moses' law, I think, that he gave to the Jews. I think that's where this falls under. So, of course, I wouldn't go and start killing gay people. Like, no, that's not what I'm doing. Because, of course, that would be under Moses' law. But, of course, I do know that if the Pope told you to, put to death somebody, then, of course, you'd do it. But, anyway, Michael, if you're watching this stream, you can correct me on that one. Anyway, though, again, here you go. You got a ton of Bible verses saying that homosexuality is evil. So, I mean, clearly this dude has not done a lot of research. Clearly he was lying when he said he did a lot of research, because I literally just did all this research and literally just the tap of my fingers. I literally just looked it up on a browser. Like, it is so easy. Anyway, let's see the fallacies you've used in this video alone. False dilemma, saying furries have to be hypothetical if they're Christian, not accounting for different interpretation. I don't think this word's spelled right, but hey, I got a D in English, so I don't think I'd be able to spell it better, to be honest. Not according to different interpretations of the Bible, or they have to be atheist. So they're basically saying a false dilemma, saying furries have to be hypocritical. I think he meant hypocritical. Oh wait, yeah. I'm just being stupid. That means hypocritical. Furries have to be hypocritical if they're Christian. Yeah. Furries have to be hypocritical if they're Christian, because it literally goes against the belief. God says that furries are basically an abomination, so of course they would have to be hypocritical. So like, I mean, he's basically restating my argument. So, not accounting for different interpretations of the Bible. The different interpretations of the Bible don't even matter, honestly. I don't think they would even change anything at all. In those specific Bible verses that I give, I don't think they'd change anything at all. So it wouldn't even matter. And also, the different interpretations of the Bible, I just use a Catholic Bible. Like, come on now. Or they have to be atheist / LGBTQ. I didn't say they have to be atheist / LGBTQ. But hey, they can't be Christian. But hey, maybe they're Muslim or something. I don't know. But hey, if furries say they're Christian, obviously then yeah, they are hypocritical. That is an absolute. Okay, that there's absolutes here, and that is an absolute. They would be hypocritical. Okay, you can't. If God said that furries are abominations, which he basically is in the Bible, I already proved it, then of course that means they are going to be hypocritical, because you can't be furry and Christian at the same time. That doesn't work. That's why all my furry friends that I have right now are basically atheists, because of course they can't be Christian, right? I literally just point out all their fallacies so easily. It would be so easy for me to point out all their fallacies. So that's why, like, literally all my furry friends are atheists. Anyway, appeal to tradition, religious argument. Yes, it is. I do appeal to tradition. Thank you very much. That's a nice compliment. Hasty generalization, basing an entire community off a few oddballs. I've heard this one before. Only a few only a few oddballs. Anyway. Same can be said for the comment you made on LGBTQ plus people. Well, I already explained why LGBTQ is evil in that one other video that I made, so they're evil, obviously. Slippery slope. You become a furry, and then you become a queer atheist, which of course this is not what I'm stating at all. I don't know where deep up this dude's ass he got this from. I don't know where he pulled that out of. Must have been deep up there. Holy crap. And most of all, argument from how do you say that? Incredulity? What does that mean again? Let me see. Incredulity. Unwillingness or inability to believe. Oh yeah, that sounds like me. Jeez, is he complimenting me again? Oh, thank you. Argument from incredulity. You're not willing to listen to anything except for where you've heard aligns with your beliefs. Exactly. He figured it out. No way. This dude figured it out. He figured it. Oh my gosh, it's almost like I haven't been literally been telling people this like the entire freaking time. It's not like I literally said that I was arrogant in this video and literally mentioned that I was arrogant and was dead set on my beliefs. And I literally said that people would call me short-minded like this dude literally is. Like, holy crap, I predicted it, bro. I predicted it in the video. I literally predicted it. Just pack it up, bro. No, I'm not packing it up. I'm packing these kids like Pack God. Well, honestly, I don't have the skills like Pack God, but you know. I do have good morality, though. Hey, where'd this dude's comment go? Hey! Hey, Zenith Citron, where'd your comment go? Did you delete it, bro? Was my stream... Did I debunk it too well? Gosh dang it. Deleted his comment. No. Ooh, more comments. Oh, this is from 1 minute ago. Oh. Who's the... Oh, it's poorly drawn. It's this guy. This guy is... I like this guy. Yeah, I like this guy. He made a comment on here somewhere. Somewhere. Oh yeah, we need to go newest first. Okay, right. Yeah, right here. He made this comment. I like this comment. I gave it a little heart. It was a good one. Anyway. Let's see. He's battling for me. Oh, they grew up so fast. That was corny, ZD, but yeah. I'm sorry if I'm being corny. I just woke up, okay? I'm not trying to be too serious, but I'm also being serious at the same time. I'm giving arguments, but I'm also not. But I'm also, you know, not taking it too seriously. Because obviously, I know that I literally could just call up C4us. I could say, hey C4, can you like get this? Can you like make an argument to debunk whatever this crazy stuff this dude's saying? Freaking C4 would give me sources and everything. Freaking Catholic documentation, everything. I could do that with freaking Michael too. I could just ask Michael and stuff. And you'd tell me all about it, but of course I don't want to have to like I don't want to have to like put the pressure on them. Like I'm not gonna be like demanding stuff from C4 and Michael. I'm not gonna like demand stuff like that, and of course I wouldn't really. I don't want to like put the pressure onto them, you know. So that's why I'm doing it myself. Of course, I have the ability to do it myself too. I'm just gonna point out every dumb thing they're saying, you know. Of course, I did respond to this comment that he made because it is a little bit more shorter. He gave this little link here. It's basically an argumentation fallacy. So if you go to association fallacy, basically there's this wiki that like I found out about. It says it says the guilty by it basically is like quote unquote debunking the guilty by association argument, but it's actually not, because what I put in my video to actually rebut this was I said, of course, that society is bad. It's like really bad right now. Like the people are trying to like the suicide rates are really high, and society's really bad. So why wouldn't you assume the worst? That's basically the entire argument I've been giving to go against all of that. Which this dude literally ignored it. He literally ignored it entirely. Like this comment doesn't. He said, "Well, one must be bad, so this is invalid. So I assume the worst about people." I mean, why wouldn't you assume the worst about a person who's in a community that's known for being bad? Like, why wouldn't you assume the worst about someone in a community that is known for being bad? Clearly by these docs, which give sources of furries being very sexual, and with all the videos of furries being exposed, like at the top they have right there. Why wouldn't you assume the worst? Like, how many times do I have to repeat that phrase? Why wouldn't you assume the worst? So yeah, this guy didn't really debunk anything, honestly. There's anybody who's rewatching the stream, you know, he didn't really debunk anything. Anyway, he was just requoting this, you know. He was just basically requoting this, which I already made a counter argument in my video to this. Alright, I already made a counter argument to this, so he basically didn't bring anything new to the table at all. Anyway, let's see what my my friend here, poorly drawn, says, you aren't trying to address the real problem of the furry community. However, you resort to logical policing. Say this because, sorry there. Excuse me. I'm saying this because based on common sense, be we can be certain that that a negative side of the fandom does exist. A negative side. Well, yeah, the negative side of the fandom is like most of the freaking fandom, bro. Most of the fandom is sexual, bro. So like, I don't have to do much to explain that. I mean, I literally mentioned the anti-furry docs in this video, so like, it wasn't that hard. As you can see, the definition does not require a specific quantity, just any amount of inappropriate users existing. Almost all fandoms based on this have a negative side then. Maybe I should go like, maybe Halo guy, if you're watching this, maybe I should hire you, and then you can give this little dude, Black Sea Warrior, a big ol' lesson on how most of the furries are sexual, because of course they are. Me and Halo guy can both agree that most furries are sexual. Like me and the reformist anti-furries, I think even me and Raxo could agree that most furries are sexual. Of course, this guy says he begs to differ. I beg to differ about your beg to differ. How about that one? As you can see, the definition does not require a specific quantity, just any amount of inappropriate existing. I mean, poorly drawn tried. He tried his best, but this doesn't really like. This is not like something I would use to like argue against it. We anti-furries want to argue there's a majority negative side in the furry fandom. I mean, he got that right, yeah. But like, I don't want to argue because, well, I mean, the proof is already here, bro. Like the proof's already here. Friggin' 99.10% of furries are sexual. Like the proof's already here. So it's not like I want to argue. It's like I don't have to argue it because it's literally just facts. So, you know, I'm not highlighting that majority of furries are evil. I'm highlighting that all furries are evil through the guilty by association argument, because I've already established that a majority of furries are evil. I mean, Halo guy and Raxo, they already did a good job of explaining why most furries are sexual. I'm just moving on past that point and explaining why all furries are sexual. So like, I mean, he tried his best. I'll give him a little heart. Anyway. Anyway, I'm back. Maybe I'll be gone a little bit. Anyway, I think this concludes all this. Was that all the arguments? I mean, I could go over this, but this guy was just kind of like coping. I mean, this is just a bunch of cope. And then guess what I did? I gave even better cope. Oh crap. I went too far down. I gave even better cope. My cope was better. I got better cope, trust. He said YouTube censored his comment, but I mean his comment's right here. Oh, he's a straight anti-furry Catholic. Give a round of applause for this dude. Give a round of applause for this dude. That big certified Sigma. That's pretty Sigma. Anyway, enough joking around. I think that's all in this stream here. I think I've got my point through anyway. I think I went through all the arguments. This dude, I already explained why all this is dumb here through this stuff, you know. And he just said he doesn't want to argue with me anymore. And I'm like, And I said, okay, yeah, that's fine. You don't have to argue with me anymore if you don't want to. And yeah, that's it. Existence versus anti-furry, or existence versus furries. Existence wins. I still get the W. Existence never dies. Okay. I'm not trying to. I'm not Technoblade. Okay, I'm not Technoblade.